I cannot wait to show you all of the books that I got in July. There are some beautiful additions in here, and I am very happy that I have read a lot of these books already. They just belong on my shelves. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I am so excited to show you all these beautiful additions. Before we get into it, please make sure that you always like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. Also, make sure you check my description box below for my Pango books, my Patreon, all of my socials, even my Fable link to my Fable book club if you want to join. I am so happy to add some of these books to my collection. However, this was a bigger month than I've had for a couple months now. I have been trying to cut down on my buying costs, skip book boxes that I don't need to get, but everything seemed to come in all at one time, and that's typically how it happens. We have Fairy Loot, Bookish Box, I think there's some Owl Crate editions, Arcane Society, Midnight Whispers, even Moonlight Book Box. There's a whole mixed bag in here, and let's just dive into it. The first one that I have is my July Romantasy box, which was Fateful Bonds, and this is a gorgeous edition. I have already read it. It is Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. Such a beautiful edition. I love these edges here. It just really brings the story into focus on that. We do have some beautiful end paper artwork that really shows our characters, and the naked hardcover is gorgeous as well. I love all of the details that they put into this special edition. And then the reverse dust jacket is just a different colorway to the UK cover, but I really love this dust jacket. It's gorgeous and beautiful. If you like your romantasies to have the academic setting with some slow burn, tension-filled romance and tarot card magic, pick up Arcana Academy. The Fairy Loot YA July box was Rule Them All, and this is by another author that I haven't tried yet, and that is the Nightblood Prince by Molly X Chang. I really like the foiling with the red. It really makes it pop. The edges are also gorgeous, and the back. The end paper artwork also has some foiling on there, and the back is different. The naked hardcover is where it's at. Look at that red foiling. It's not over the top, but it just gives that little pop to the color. The reverse dust jacket is, of course, a different colorway to the original cover as well. I don't know what the Nightblood Prince is about, so let's just read a little bit about it. Two princes, one prophecy, a fate she cannot outrun. Ooh, is this like a love triangle? The night Faye was born, a prophecy was made. She would one day become the empress of all empresses. It looks like she is going to have two love interests in here. I'm gonna assume that they're both kind of vying for her love, but in different ways. But to outrun destiny, Faye must spark a wave of events that will change the world as she knows it. Torn between two princes and plagued by nightmares of bloodshed, she finds that the stars might be more inescapable and more irresistible than she ever considered before. I am actually somewhat intrigued to get to this. I've never read from Molly X Chang, but I am intrigued by that synopsis. The Fairy Loot adult fantasy was Dancing with Danger, and this one I was actually pretty sad because I don't feel like there's a lot of customizations to the cover of it, but that is Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. I really do like the cover, but I feel like it's very resemblance to the original cover anyway. The edges are gorgeous as always. Fairy Loot does an amazing job at that. You have our end paper artwork that has a little bit of foiling in it, and both sides are different, which I feel like, are those two different men? I feel like they are. The naked hardcover is where this one really excels. It is beautiful. I love it so much. And then you have a very custom reverse dust jacket on here, which is gorgeous as well. I love the different colorway than what the cover is. It seems like it's more light and airy. I rise to the tips of my toes, then lean into my dance. My movement and range may be stilted, but I will find my poetry. Ooh, the rivalry between brothers escalates and Vasali is caught in the middle. If she is to survive, she must decide who to trust, who to fight for, and how much of her soul she's willing to damn in the process. I have heard some mixed reviews about this book, but I still want to go in and kind of formulate my own opinion to it. I had gotten 2 Fairy Loot boxes in July because my June box apparently was running a little bit late, and we have more Fairy Loot, which I'm not upset with. We have the June Romantasy, which is Shackled Obsession. This is one of my favorite Fairy Loot editions, and it is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I love this so much. I have heard that this is a Dramini fan fiction turned traditionally published. I'm all here for that. You have a signed end paper, which is beautiful, and it looks like we have different artwork on the back. The naked hardcover is beautiful as well. And I guess you can probably tell by the character art that it is a Dramini fan fiction. And then of course the reverse dust jacket is just a different colorway to the UK hardcover edition. The war is over, the dark forces have won, and the hero who is supposed to save them is dead. After watching her brother die and her kingdom fall, Princess Brienne Rosewood is captured by the enemy, stripped of her magic, and auctioned off to the highest bidder. She is sold to Tovin Hearst, scion of the powerful and devious Hearst family, her secret infatuation. But Brienne can't submit to her feelings. A secret rebellion is brewing and she must escape to join it. Yet despite the horrors of her new world, help and hope can arise in the most unlikely of places. I will say, without giving away my August wrap-up, I just recently read a Dramini fan fiction that had similar premises to this, even though they're not the same one, and I think I know which fan fiction this one is based off of. I believe it's The Auction that was written and now traditionally published. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. We have the June YA box, which is The Storm Within. Heir of Storms by Lauren Hamilton Murray. I'm still on the fence if I want to read this book or not. I read the synopsis and I'm not fully invested. You have beautiful end paper artwork, which is different on both sides. The naked hardcover just keeps continuing on around, which I do like that Fairy Loot does that. And then you have a different colorway to the original dust jacket. When Blaze came into the world, she almost drowned it. As her power strengthened and her fellow competitors fall, the throne is suddenly within her grasp, but in order to take the crown, she'll have to leave behind the stories that others have told about her and find the courage to write her own. I'm still kind of on the fence. I feel like this is going to be a YA book that I don't typically gravitate towards. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I did get my pre-order from Eternal Embers, I believe, of Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is the best customization for a book that I have ever seen. I absolutely love it. You have end paper artwork that looks like a scrapbook. I think it's the same on both sides. It is signed by Lynn Painter, but wait till you see the naked hardcover. I love this art style. I think it's gorgeous. And if you've read the book, you know how significant this art piece is. I love that. And then you have a completely custom reverse dust jacket, which is also beautiful. I don't know which way that I want to showcase this book on my shelf. There's 3 options that are just as gorgeous as the next. But if you like YA and you like a little angsty romance, Boy Next Door, I highly suggest Better Than the Movies. It was so good. I have canceled my subscription to this book box. I just don't know how many more books I'm going to be getting from them. I do not agree with how they run their company, how they talk to their customers. I just don't agree with a lot of things that they do, but I am glad that I did get this copy. It is Fairy Tale by Veronica Lancet. I loved this book so much whenever it was indie published, and the edges are gorgeous. There is no reverse dust jacket, but look at this creepy gothic end paper vibe. It is the same on both sides, but then I really like the naked hardcover. I like that it looks like an old, like, scholarly book that you would see in like a lawyer's office or someone that's a lot smarter than me. But I really like the way that this looks and the spine of it. I feel like there could have been a lot more customizations done. Like, there's not a whole lot on the flaps or anything, reverse dust jacket art. I feel like this is like the most minimal I have ever seen a company do, and I'm actually pretty disappointed in that, but I'm not disappointed to have my own copy of this because Fairy Tale was a 5-star read for me. It is a standalone, it is a fantasy romance, it has a lot of tropes, a lot of genres bent together. You have fantasy romance, gothic, a little bit of horror. It's so good. I loved it, so go out and read it if you haven't. I did get my Patreon exclusive of Darkest Heart by Rebecca L. Garcia. This is the next book in the Shadow Kissed series, and it is signed by her, but I love how she's coming out with these gorgeous Patreon exclusive covers. So I did get from Crate a Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. I do not like this customization, but I still want to read the book, so I don't want to spend money to get the original cover off of Amazon. So if I end up loving this book, then I'll probably do that and sell this one. But I'm not vibing with the customizations of this book. I don't know why. I don't think that it's bad. I think that they did a gorgeous job. I just don't feel like it's my taste. But you have end papers, which makes them look like they're very young, and I'm not so sure about that because this one looks like they're aged up. So I don't know what that's about. But you have the naked hardcover that does have a little bit of foiling on there to make it pop. And then you have a complete custom reverse dust jacket, which I think is beautiful, but I don't know, there's just something about the customization, like the colorway or something that's just not something that's grabbing my attention. It says, all Nina has ever wanted is to become an artisan. All Patrick seeks is a craftsman revolution. Will they choose their greatest desires or each other? So I'm pretty excited for that. I guess I just feel like there's just too much going on, possibly. I don't know. Give me your thoughts down below. I did get my pre-order of the next 2 books in the Beasts of Briar series by Elizabeth Helen from Moonlight Book Box. I'm in love with these editions. They have a lot going on as well, but I just love the customizations on them. So you have book 3, which is Forged by Malice. And I'm obsessed with this customizations. I think they hit it out of the park. And then you have the end papers. This is so gorgeous. I guess I just love all the colors in it and how messy it looks, because this book is messy, but in the best way. And then the other one is book 4, which is Broken by Daylight. This one I have not read yet. I have read the first 3 books. I really need to get to this one because it is Dayton's story, and I love Dayton so much. Look at those end papers. I just love the Beasts of the Briar series. It is a Why Choose, very spicy romantasy, but has an amazing plot to it. I then also got my pre-order in from Moonlight Book Box of Kingdom of Lies series by Sasia Stark. It has all 4 books in here, so let me get them out and show you. They are all naked hardcovers, but look at these edges. I think they're gorgeous. So we have book 1, which is A Court This Cruel and Lovely. I absolutely love the customizations on these. You have end papers. And I have read this one. I think that it was a great start to the series. I can't wait to keep continuing on and seeing how this ends. Book 2 is A Kingdom This Cursed and Empty. I just love how it's all unique whenever you look at them, because you can kind of see how their romance and stuff is just continuing to grow. I have read the second book as well. I have not read book 3 and 4, which I probably should pretty soon, but this is A Crown This Cold and Heavy, which is book 3. And then you have the end paper artwork, which is really beautiful. And then the 4th and final book is A Queen This Fierce and Deadly. I am obsessed with these naked hardcovers. End paper artwork is also very well done. So the Kingdom of Lies series is a fantasy romance series. It is completed, and it is about a girl who has magic who should not have magic. And she goes on the run, ends up with these band of misfits who end up being in the Crown's army. So she's worried that she's gonna get found out. The story goes from there. I love it. I did get from Owlcrate my pre-order of Fearless by Lauren Roberts to complete the set that I have. And it says on here, "You are my inevitable," which is gorgeous. I need to complete this series as well. I haven't read book 2 or 3 yet. The end paper artwork is beautiful. I really love these artists and their work. They just do such a good job. The naked hardcover is all foil. And it says, "I am more than his shadow. I am a moth to his flame." And then completely reverse dust jacket art. And I don't know if it's a spoiler, but I think it's beautiful. Fearless is the 3rd and final book in a romantasy trilogy. I have loved book 1, but I've heard that book 2 has some mixed reviews, and I've also heard book 3 fell really short, so I'm a little worried. I then got from Mystic Book Box my pre-order of The Losers duet with the novella. I do not know how much I can show you, but these are beautiful by Harley LaRue. The edges are gorgeous as well. So you start off with The Dare, which is the novella. I love it so much. It's Halloween time in this novella, and it's really good. I love the naked hardcover and the reverse dust jacket if you wanted to not have people on the cover. And then of course the end papers are just some splattering of paint, but I love this series. And then you have Losers Part 1. This is a Why Choose very dark, very spicy romance, and it's with her and these 4 guys. I'm telling you, one of my absolute favorite Why Chooses. So you have the Losers, and then of course the graffiti if you wanted to have that. And then you have Losers Part 2, which this is a very significant scene as well. I love the customizations on this, because you can do the graffiti or you can do the people on the cover. Either way, the artists and Mystic Book Box did an amazing job with this series. And I am so sorry if you can hear my narwhal robot vacuum in the background. For some reason he decided that right now is the time that he wanted to clean. I did get my pre-order from Bookish Box of the continuation of the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King and The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. So you have The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I think they do an amazing customization as well. The only thing I just don't like is the end paper artwork. I just feel like He looks a little too old. That's just my opinion, but it's still a beautiful edition nonetheless. And then you have the naked hardcover, which just has a scene on it. And then you do have the reverse dust jacket, which if you wanted to have it be the palace, you could do that. I had to kind of shut my door. He's being very loud out there, and how inconsiderate, right? I'm in the middle of filming. You have the Songbird and the Heart of Stone, which is book 3, which starts off Misha's story. So I'm pretty excited. I haven't gotten to that because I wanted to wait until both books in that duet were out. So now that they are, I'm ready to get into it. So you have the end paper artwork, which is gorgeous. And then you have the naked hardcover. And then of course the reverse dust jacket is the same black, white, and gold if you wanted to turn it around. I then also got my Bookish Box pre-order of the Ever King duology. I think that's what it's called, but it comes in this beautiful slipcase, and you have the Ever King and the Ever Queen. I have not read this series yet. I pre-ordered it right before I was going to pick it up, and I just haven't done that. I know, shame on me. Here is the end paper artwork, which I hope there's not too many spoilers on them because I don't like to spoil them for anybody. But then you have the Ever Queen. And then the end paper artwork, of course, is different. But I really like how, you know, you put them together and it makes this little scene. I really need to get to this because I've heard a lot of people rave about the Ever King duology. I think that's it from all of the book box special editions, but let's run through some of the normal editions or ones that I pre-ordered that are signed. So I did pick up secondhand. This is not signed by the author, but it is a special cover, and it is The Silver Swan by Amo Jones. I don't know anything about this. I know it is a very dark romance, and I have been seeing a lot of people talk about it, and I want to get to it. I also got my pre-order in from Waterstones. That's the way that I get my UK special editions, is I purchase through Waterstones or Blackwell's. But I had pre-ordered The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. I read this last year, absolutely loved it. Fall vibes, it was spicy, it was so good. But look at this beautiful edition. Look at the cat with the leaves. It's so beautiful. I absolutely love this, and I saw that you can get the Christmas Tree Farm as a special edition, but what happened to the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore? Why is there not one? That's the second book. I then picked up a couple books off of Amazon, and one of those was Star-Crossed by Josephine Angelini. I've heard a lot of people tell me that this is a really good book if you liked the Fallen series by Lauren Kate, which I do want to do a reread of those. Also, if you like Greek gods. So I had to pick up Star-Crossed. I wanted to at least give it a try. For some reason, I didn't even have a physical copy of this book, and I don't know how, because it was one of my 5-star reads of last year, and I read it as an ARC. And that is The Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robinson. I devoured this ARC. I absolutely loved it. In one of my videos of September or October of last year, where I ran through a lot of the ARCs that I had recently read and gave recommendations on which ones that you should pick up, this was a 5-star read. Loved it. Very slow burn, tension-filled romantasy that was very unique, and it's just top tier. I then made a very bad decision. I decided to pick up both books in this series, even though it's not even completed, all because I have heard people rave about it, and I need to stop doing that. So I picked up Riftborn by Greenwich and Lennox. I don't know how to say that. I've heard a lot of people rave about Riftborn, that they absolutely love it, but where they are talking about how much they love it is book 2, which is Duskbound. So I went ahead and picked up both books, so that way I had them on hand. I could get to them. I'm hoping to read them soon. I've been trying to, in between my monthly TBRs or ARCs that I need to get to, I've been trying to sprinkle in books that I've been wanting to get to and have been very excited. The next book we picked up was one of those that was so hyped. I heard so many of my friends and people that I watch on BookTube rave about it, so I gave in. I gave in to the temptation. And that's Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I have heard that if you love Fourth Wing, but you want more like dire wolves or not dragons, that you would love this. I think it has trials in it, and I do think it was picked up traditionally. I'm not sure. So Elizabeth Helen, the sister writing duo that wrote the Beasts of the Briar series, they have gotten picked up traditionally. They were doing this mass online store restock, and it was going to be their last store restock of any indie editions of books. So I went ahead and got on there and got myself some copies. I went ahead and picked it up, Bonded by Thorns. It was their special edition that they did. I think they took it to conventions and stuff, but I do love the artwork of Rosalina in here. She's so beautiful. And I did get it signed and personalized to me because I absolutely love this series. Look at this naked hardcover, you guys. It is just, oh, look at the artwork. I love this series. I'm telling you, if you love Why Choose, I don't know why you're not picking this book up. And then you have Rosalina and Kildarian. Oh, that boy. But anyway, I picked up Bonded by Thorns. And then I also picked up their new novella, which is Prince of the Arena, which this is about Dayton and Ezran. It's Dayton and Farron. I get Farron and Ezran mixed up all the time. Farron is the Autumn Court Prince and Ezran is the Spring Court Prince. But this is Dayton and Farron's story, and I am so excited to read about these men. I love them in the series, and I think this is before Rosalina comes in the picture. So I'm ready to get some backstory. I also picked up from Gemma James directly off of her website signed copies of the Zodiac Queen Season 1, Zodiac Queen Season 2, and then also Zodiac Queen Season 3, because if you watched my reread of them back in May, I'm obsessed with this series, with these men, with the romance, and when Capricorn came out, it broke me. It absolutely broke me. My pre-orders of The Curse That Binds by Laura Thalassa came out. So this is the new revamped, traditionally published edition. It has the sprayed edges and everything on it. But I wanted to get the one that matches Bewitched and Bespelled. So I went ahead and picked up the other one. This is the one that will match those two books. So I have 2 copies of a book that I absolutely loved anyway. So if you want a witchy romantasy, definitely go pick up Bewitched and then Bespelled and then The Curse That Binds. And then the last book that I got is my pre-order of Totally and Completely Fine by Alyssa Sussman. This is, I wouldn't say spin-off because all of these are about different people, but this follows the sister of the guy in Funny You Should Ask. That first book that she had wrote. So this is about the sister, and I'm excited to dive back into it. It's always like a then and now type of story, and I'm ready to dive back in. I love Alyssa Sussman's writing. I don't know what it is, but it's very addicting. I can't put them down. All right, everyone, those are all the books that I hauled in July. I know that is way too many books. I am going forward going to stop pre-ordering a lot of books that maybe I haven't read that are just hyped up. I am only going to be buying books outside of my subscription boxes, books that I have enjoyed, given a high 4 or 5-star rating to, ones that I want to display on my shelves. This is definitely going to take several months to kind of unpack and unwind from what I have been doing for the past couple of years. So it's a process. We will go through it together. I feel like this year has been the year that most booktubers have been just trying to air out old books, try to curate their shelves the way that they want them to look, only have books displaying that they absolutely loved. I feel like we're all feeling that right now. So there is going to be a huge book unhaul that is coming. So be prepared for that. I am going to be brutal. I'm not going to be holding on to books just because I think I will like them. I am only going to keep books that I really want to read. Let me know in the comments below, are there any books in here that you also got in July or any books that you want to pick up? Always leave me comments below. I love to hear your feedback. And if you don't want to leave me a comment, but at least let me know you made it this far into the video, leave me a sun or a leaf emoji for Dayton and Farron. I love these two men. I am so happy that you watched until the very end. Please make sure that you always interact with my channel. It really helps me out. But I will see you all next time. Bye!